The distress beacon had been broadcasting for 72 hours when the unified coalition vessel Harmony finally limped into orbit around the barren moon of Kepler 442c. Commander Vexthor, a towering Cruthery with 4 arms and crystalline eyes, stood on the bridge with his mandibles clicking in frustration. "All crew to the assembly hall," he announced through the ship's comm system. "Immediately." Leo Martinez leaned against the corridor wall, arms crossed, watching the various species shuffle past him toward the meeting. Beside him, Elsa Anderson checked her datapad with calm efficiency, her blonde braid draped over one shoulder. "This doesn't look good," Leo muttered. "It never does when they call everyone together," Elsa replied, her Scandinavian accent barely noticeable after years in deep space. In the assembly hall, Commander Vexthor's announcement was brief and brutal. "Our ration stores have been contaminated. A coolant leak in Section 7 has rendered 83% of our food supplies toxic. Emergency rations will last 4 days, maybe 5 if we're conservative. Rescue won't arrive for 3 weeks. Panic rippled through the crowd. The Ythrani delegation began their characteristic nervous humming. The silicon-based Grexians started calculating survival probabilities aloud in their binary-like language. Even the normally stoic Felquar officers exchanged worried glances. "We're going to die here," someone whispered. Leo felt Elsa's elbow in his ribs. "Don't," she warned. "I wasn't going to say anything." "Yes, you were," Commander Vexthor continued. "All personnel will be placed on half rations effective immediately. Science teams will work on decontamination protocols. That is all." As the crowd dispersed in worried clusters, Leo and Elsa remained behind. They approached the commander together. "Sir," Elsa began diplomatically, "Private Martinez and I request permission to conduct a planetary survey of the moon's surface." Vexthor's crystalline eyes fixed on them. "For what purpose? This moon is classified as barely habitable. Thin atmosphere. Minimal biodiversity." "Exactly," Leo said with a grin that made the commander's mandibles twitch. "Minimal doesn't mean zero." "Humans," Vexthor sighed, the word somehow containing both exasperation and something that might have been hope. "Very well. You have 6 hours. Don't get yourselves killed." The moon's surface was hostile. Rust-colored rocks stretched endlessly under a pale green sky, and the air tasted metallic. But Leo's trained eyes, honed from childhood hunting trips in Montana, spotted signs the others had missed. "There," he pointed to scraggly vegetation growing between rocks. "And there, see those burrows?" Elsa crouched, examining tracks in the reddish dust. "Something lives here. Something substantial." They spent 3 hours setting up simple snare traps using cable from the ship's maintenance supplies. Leo fashioned deadfalls from rocks, while Elsa identified edible plants using her xenobotany training, cross-referencing with her datapad's database. "These tubers are similar to Earth's sweet potatoes," she noted, digging carefully. "High in carbohydrates, non-toxic to most carbon-based species." By the time they returned to camp, they'd caught 4 rabbit-like creatures with 6 legs and captured several kilos of various plants. The other crew members watched with a mixture of confusion and fascination as the 2 humans set up a cooking area outside the ship. Leo built a fire, actual combustion, something most advanced species had abandoned millennia ago. Elsa cleaned and prepared the creatures with practiced efficiency, her knife work swift and sure. "What are you doing?" asked Zixtal, a young Ythrani engineer, her fur standing on end. "Making dinner," Leo replied cheerfully, arranging rocks around the fire. "Elsa, how's that stew coming?" "Give it 2 more hours," she said, stirring a large pot they'd requisitioned from the galley. The aroma began wafting through the camp, rich, savory, utterly foreign to most of the crew. Commander Vexthor approached as the sun set, bathing the camp in orange light. "Explain yourselves." "Sir, we caught local fauna and gathered indigenous plants," Elsa reported formally. "All verified as non-toxic to coalition species through spectral analysis. We estimate we can sustain the entire crew for 3 weeks using these resources." "You're hunting?" The concept seemed to confuse him. "It's what humans did for millennia before we figured out agriculture," Leo explained, "and even after. These skills don't just disappear, sir. They're in here." He tapped his head, then his heart. "And here." Word spread quickly. Soon, crew members from every species gathered around the fire, drawn by curiosity and the incredible smell. Elsa ladled stew into bowls, a thick, hearty mixture of meat, tubers, and wild herbs. The first taste brought silence. Then the Ythrani engineer's eyes widened. "This is remarkable." "By the crystal moons," Vexthor admitted after his second bowl, "this is better than ship rations ever were." Over the following days, Leo taught volunteers how to set traps and track game. Elsa led foraging expeditions, creating a catalog of edible plants. The Grexians, with their analytical minds, optimized trap placement using probability matrices. The Ythrani used their sensitive hearing to locate water sources and animal dens. Every evening became a communal feast. Species that normally kept to their own kind sat together around the fire, sharing stories while Leo told jokes and Elsa organized supply inventories. The humans had transformed a crisis into something unexpected, a celebration of survival, cooperation, and the strange comfort of shared meals. When the rescue ship finally arrived on day 19, they found the crew of the Harmony in better spirits than when they'd left. Commander Vexthor's report was succinct but telling. Rations were lost, humans improvised, crew sustained with 0 casualties and remarkably improved morale. As they boarded the rescue vessel, Zixtal approached Leo and Elsa. "I don't understand humans," she admitted. "Your species reaches the stars, masters faster than light travel, and yet you still remember how to catch dinner with sticks and stones." Elsa smiled, slinging her pack over her shoulder. "We never forget where we came from. The galaxy is vast and wonderful, but survival? That's in our DNA," Leo added with a grin. "Besides, someone's got to make sure nobody goes hungry. That's what we do." Commander Vexthor, overhearing, clicked his mandibles in what might have been amusement. "Humanity indeed," he murmured, shaking his head. "Fuck yeah.